Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Doodle Robot, and today I'm going to be covering sets of publishing house coloring books that I have. No better way to explain it there. Hopefully I can come up with a catchier title. But these are coloring books that are properly published by a publishing house, so they generally have good paper, except for some. You'll see some from the dollar store. So this is part 3 of all the books that I've bought in 2021. That would be my entire collection of coloring books, because I only started coloring in February. So I have bought these from February to the beginning of November. I only bought one thing at the beginning of November. I don't think I'm going to buy anything in December. It's getting unwieldy, and I've only colored in about a third, closing in on a half of the books that I have, somewhere in there. So I want to color in the rest and then, start back on, page 2 in all of the books. So that should keep me busy for a while. So up first today is probably, my favorite in this lot of books, which is, of course, the wonderful Hannah Carlson. I have Forest Kingdom, my most recent purchase from her. I like this one. I like anything foresty, jungly. This is cool. I'm not sure that there's 2 others that are like this size. Tales from the Midnight Masquerade and Tales from the Witch's Cottage. I'm not sure either of those interest me. Maybe if I see more drawings from Tales from the Witch's Cottage, but I don't know. I think this might be the only one I'm going to get in this particular set. And in her first set, I've got Magical Dawn. There's nothing colored in there. I've got Daydreams, which is one of my first pages colored back in April. It was right after I did a coloring with Prismacolor in an Amazon book, and I think I gave myself carpal tunnel. So I had to try it on this paper, and in this one I'll show you that underneath here, she's quickly becoming one of my favorites, I think. So one of these books, I think one of her books I'm going to have to add to my list of books that I want to finish in my lifetime. Not a year. There's no finishing a book in a year. That's not going to happen. I am the slowest colorist on YouTube, I think. So yeah, that's just all Prismacolors, I think. I don't think there's anything else, but I had to give that a try. I also colored the Mushroom. So maybe the Daydreams book, or maybe Seasons, I don't know, will be added to the list of something I'd like to finish someday. And we've got Seasons, and this is one of my latest pictures. Lots of experimenting going on with this one. I used Prismacolor here and lots of color shift paints. There's color shift paints all over the place in here. I was playing with my Brutfuner squares and my new Pastelo pencils on the Mushrooms. We've got gel pen, the crystals are watercolor, metallic watercolor, and then my silky gel crayons arrived and my snowflake stencil, and I had to immediately try those in the background. So that is my recently finished one from November. So those are the 4 I have from Hannah Carlson. Other multiple sets that I have, we've got my dollar store books. You laugh, but I live in the middle of nowhere. And these were the 2nd and 3rd coloring books that I bought. I bought my first coloring book at Walmart. It was Creative Haven, a butterfly book. I still like that book. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks later or something, I was looking in the dollar store for something, and I found 2 coloring books. I thought I had won the lottery. So I'm like, oh my gosh, in my town in the middle of nowhere, I found 2 more coloring books. So I just wanted something to color that wasn't a butterfly, and I hadn't discovered Amazon shopping yet. now I have and I can't stop. So in my dollar store book, I colored with Prismacolors because those are the only color pencils I had. They were like 25 years old, but still going strong. Waves. I colored waves. So nothing to write home about there. So in this one, the 60s. This is actually a good one. I might keep this one because I like anything 60s related. Although I have another book somewhere, coming up next that has better 60s stuff, but this has good 60s stuff. And so, you know, I saw people playing around with stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, I gotta try that. So I was trying watercolor. I don't know why I picked this page, because I had to go around all these little things. Well, actually, I do know why I picked this page, because I mixed the watercolor, a big amount of watercolor, and you could go around it without, it's not like big blank spaces where you're going to get where the watercolor sunk into the page and dried, and then you get that weird line and streaks and stuff like that. Here you could keep the watercolor wet long enough to go around all these little doodads, and this was not black. That was watercolor. And then I went over it with a black marker, water-based marker. And even though this is dollar store paper, and it buckled, but it didn't, for the most part, seep through. There's a little bit of ghosting. None of that black ink went through from the black marker. I had to make a focal point. I couldn't stand it. But yeah, for a page that was just like going to be an experiment page, I rather like how it turned out. So yeah, those are my second and third books ever bought. And then, I don't know, a few weeks later, I was going through the dollar store and I found this one, which has some interesting hodgepodge of pictures in here. We've got a Kandinsky-inspired one here from Vasily Kandinsky. It's got some great landscapes that I really rather like. And then other things that I don't like at all. Again, good landscapes. This is where I live. Pretty much where I live, right there. I can't say where that is. I think I bought it for this picture. Just the kind of Asian inspiredness of it, sort of, with the bamboo growing up there. I think it's bamboo. This is kind of like Rita Berman inspired there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about these dollar store books, if I'm going to keep or get rid of them. I'm early in my coloring journey here, so we shall see. So there's those. Up next, let's see, second and third. This was probably, although I have another one, fourth and fifth coloring book that I ever bought. I found them in my Walmart, not in the coloring book section, but like in the kids' toy coloring section of Walmart, and I really like this one a lot. So these are both from the color pencil people, Crazy Art. It takes, this paper is wonderful. Prismacolors are wonderful on this paper. So this has lots of graffiti-esque inspired colorings, lots of 60s stuff in here. I bought this one for the disco balls, which, this is why I bought this book, because you can't go wrong with disco balls. I am a victim of the 70s. So lots of 60s inspired stuff. Lots of graffiti art. I love graffiti art. I kind of talked about that in my last video, part 2. We've got lots of Liechtenstein inspired drawings in here. Very Liechtenstein inspired. Yeah, it's got lava lamps. It's got a brick wall, so naturally I had to color the brick wall first. More Liechtenstein inspired stuff. I think this is a Rolling Stones album cover, just with a bunch of Zentangle-y stuff on it, but I definitely want to color that. Got our third eye. Yeah, the 60s stuff in here is really good. It makes me sad that I'm like coloring one picture in every book and I can't come back to this yet, but great stuff. Lava lamps, that's high on the list to do. Meditating girl. Yep, awesome stuff in here. This one I like less so, although it's grown on me as I look through it. This is just Whimsical Friends, so it's lots of probably stock images with then designs just put in them, but some of these are cool. Some I do want to color. And this was just from my local Walmart. So what did I color in here? Oh, there's a practice page. This was a terrible page. Like, I don't know, this owl, like what happened to his head? Poor thing. I colored this one, and this was with when I got my brand new Ohuhu water-based markers, which I love, by the way. Maybe not here, but I have learned to love them. I really like them on top of satin glazing liquid treated paper. They work, oh, they're beautiful. You can blend beautifully. They seem like watercolor, easy watercolors. They're great. Prismacolor, and then this is very early on. So I don't know, like this is my second, third, fourth picture done. I was playing with my new gel pen that I got, my new Silver Signo gel pen, new watercolor, water-based markers, and then just Prismacolor. I already had those, so didn't have to get anything. So that was just a play, experimenting with the paper and such. So yeah, so those are both from Crazy Art, Timeless Creations. I haven't seen, even though I like this paper in these books, I haven't seen another coloring book of theirs that interests me. I go in that section and look every once in a while, but just those two. And then a more recent purchase is, who is this by? Jane Monk, Tangled Treasures and Tangled Gardens. So as I color more, I'm learning what I like and don't like. So I like things that have Zentangles in them, but not too much, not over the top like Angela Porter. That doesn't interest me a whole lot, but just that lovely balance between some interesting Zentangles and some, you know, regular, it doesn't have to be coated on the whole thing. Like this is very interesting. Something could be done there. Of course, anything underwater is great. So yeah, this is approaching a little over the top, but I do like my acrylic paint. Maybe we'll blot some of that stuff out. So yeah, I feel these books have a good mix of abstract things that I like. I'm not terribly into realistic. I never have been. Abstract, a little bit Zentangly. Ooh, got that 60s vibe going on. I like that picture a lot. Does this remind anybody of Georgia O'Keeffe? Yeah. So I do like these Tangled books. There was another Tangled book, but that one didn't interest me, so I did not get it. This one is more garden-y stuff. Good variety of items. I like anything with strong pattern. I think I would look forward to doing that. Strong pattern like in the background. I should specify. So yeah, these seem good. These are one-sided. I have a feeling this paper is going to be, oh, look at that. Those are nice. I like this one a lot. This paper is going to be nice to color on. It feels like the paper I like. I could be wrong, though. You never know. This is cool, too, with the stripe running down. So, yeah. So, those are from the Tangled series by Jane Monk. And then my last two are art therapy books. These are massive, too. They're going to be chopped off because they're huge. This is Buddhism. We got to get the Buddhism book because I'm into Buddhism, so... I'm not a Buddhist. I just like the philosophy of Buddhism. So, one that I did, it's not particularly Buddhist, but I wanted to do a Buddhist experiment with this page, and I'm so like, I picked out my color palette, which is nice when you have your color palette and you can just sit down and go. And I'm like, every night before I go to bed, I'm going to just color for 15 minutes and maybe do that all month. So, I actually rather like that, and I try to have kind of one that I can do that sort of thing in, like not too much shading and shadowing, but you can just sit down and have a few moments of just let your mind go for a little bit. You know, we all need that. So this has some really, it's got some very interesting wallpaper pages, which I think I want to do something like collage something on top of them. I don't know, but it's got some cool, you know, it's got Buddhas somewhere. Maybe we will find a Buddha here. Oh, we've got the famous Buddhists who take care of the tigers. Siddhartha page. Ah, there we go. There's a big Buddha. So yeah, this is a good one. I like this one. Ah, I love this very cultural, traditional style art. I need more of these kinds of books. Tibetan, India. I should probably start looking for stuff like that. So yeah, I like these 2 pages a lot. Like that page. So these art therapy books are, you get some pages with like things to color, and then you get a lot of wallpaper pages. The wallpaper pages generally are pretty cool though. Even though I'm not particularly into a wallpaper page, sometimes you want something like that. And then the other art therapy book, which I'm less thrilled about, I don't know, I'm on the fence about this one. I haven't colored in this one yet, but it's Aztec and Mayas. I feel like there should be an in there. 100 designs again. And this one is the same style. I think it got a little crunched in shipping. I debate whether I'm going to keep this one. I wished it would have more of these Aztec and Mayan peoples, gods, whatever they are. It has a lot of these cool designs, which I gotta say, these designs are cool. And there was a time when this would have been my favorite part of the book, because I used to do designs like this in crazy all through art college. That was my thing. I was into designs. This tree is nice. I'm not really sure the flowers, what that really has to do with Aztec, Mayan, Inca stuff. I may get where I want to do, maybe I'll draw my own Aztec guy and put it on the wallpaper page or something, collage it on there. I was collaging in one of my Denise Cleet books, and I rather liked it, so that may be something that I pursue more. So there is my Aztec and Mayan sort of thing. And I really like the abstract ones, the ones that are similar to the things we would find in the ruins, you know, of Inca, Aztec, and Mayan stuff like this. The more abstract stuff, not a big face in the middle of the page. Ooh, stuff like that. Even though it's a mandala, I rather like that. So I don't know, when I look at it tonight, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool, but I waffle back and forth on this one. See, that is cool. That's what I wanted the whole book to be. Although this one is cool. I do like this one. Those cute little llamas. All right, so those are my kind of sets, I guess we'll say, of multiples in a category. I will see you next time. I appreciate your stopping by. I hope you have a good day or evening, whatever it is for you. I'll see you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.